Welcome to the mobility movement. My name is Crystal, and we're going to be going over a quick recovery sequence today. All you will need for equipment is a yoga mat or something comfortable to sit on, and maybe a block. If you don't have a block, you can use a rolled up towel or a denser pillow. Either of those will be fine. So if you want, go grab your equipment, and then you can join me for this sequence. We're going to be starting in a cross-legged seated position. So if you struggle or if your knees are way up here, what I want you to do is grab that block, slide it underneath your bum, and just elevate your pelvis and your sits bones a little bit higher, and that can sometimes take that pressure off the hips a little bit. So we're just going to start, and all I'm going to do is just kind of move those fleshy bits out of the way. If you tuck your heels in really tight when you go cross-legged, just walk them out a little bit so that your shins are in line with the front of the mat. And we're just going to go into double pigeon from here. So we're going to undulate with the spine for the first couple breaths. So when we inhale, we want to lengthen the spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. And then as soon as you inhale, filling the belly, you lengthen and reach the crown of the head up. And we exhale, folding forward. So think lean with the chest, push the hips back. And let's inhale, coming up nice and big. And we're going to exhale. Again, we tilt from those hips. And then we fold. Okay, one more really big, nice big inhale, reaching that spine up. And then we exhale. Okay, and I want you to find that first layer of resistance. I want you to just pause there. And I want you to continue to focus on the breath. So as you inhale and exhale, I want you to imagine that same movement in the spine. So you inhale, the spine expands and the belly fills. And as you exhale, your heart melts forward and your hips push back towards whatever is behind you. So you might be feeling this in the back of the hips. If you're feeling any tension on the knees, put a pillow underneath them to support them. And keep going with that breath. So inhale, spine expands and lengthens. And as we exhale, our chest melts and our upper body is heavy. On the next inhale, we're going to just gently come back up. So you can use your arms to help your body back up. And then we're going to switch over to the other side. So whichever leg you had crossed in front to start, just cross the other leg in front. Okay, ground those sits bones down. We're going to start with 4 nice big inhales and exhales where we kind of move with the breath. So we inhale, lengthen, filling the belly. And then as we exhale, we tip from the hips, reaching our chest out long, and then we fold forward. We inhale, come back up, and exhale. And again, inhale, coming up nice and big, and exhale. last one. Nice big inhale, lengthen. We exhale, fold. Okay, we meet that first layer of resistance. We can use our hands as stoppers. And then we keep focusing on the spine as we inhale and exhale. Okay, as we inhale, the spine lengthens. You reach through the top of the head. And you exhale, chest is heavy. Shoulders fall towards the floor. On the next inhale, coming up. And then we're going to go into a straddle. So you're just going to take your feet out as wide as you can. Okay, and again, if you're finding it hard, like if your pelvis is really tucked under and you're finding it hard to sit tall, grab a block or grab a pillow, put it underneath your bum, and situate yourself so that you can sit nice and tall on your sits bones. Okay, and just like the last one, we're going to start with a little bit of a dynamic flow, and then we're going to sink into it. So as we inhale, we're going to reach, as we inhale, we're going to lengthen that spine. And as we exhale, we're going to kind of reach around and make a circle, and then come back up. We inhale, and then we exhale, reach around, and come back up. And exhale, and come back up. Okay, we've got a couple more. One more each side. Last one. Okay, so we kind of warmed up that area. Now we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we tip from those hips first, and then we lower our chest down. So again, wherever you meet that first layer of resistance, I want you to just pause there. So I don't want you to pull yourself into the deepest stretch that you can. Find that first layer, and then we're going to breathe into it and think about that spine again. So we inhale, lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, we tip from those hips a little bit further, letting the chest melt. It's okay if the spine folds here. And again, we inhale, lengthen. And exhale, maybe we tip those hips a little bit more. Next inhale, we're going to come back up. And we're going to lie on our backs. So just grab behind the knees, bring them back together, and transition to your back. Okay, so keeping your left leg bent, let's bring the right leg up and make sure that your lower back is pressed into the floor. And we're just going to floss the hamstring a little bit. So all that means is we're going to bend and straighten the leg as we hold behind the knee. Okay, now we're going to hold that extended position and we're going to flex and point the foot. Okay, just find a neutral position for that foot, and we're just going to hang out here for about 30 more seconds, just allowing the back of the thigh to feel that nice lengthening. So on your exhales, that's when the body will naturally start to soften. So you can take advantage of that if you want. So you have a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, you might bring that leg a little bit closer. And maybe on the inhale, it goes away from you a little bit. And you kind of just watch the body move with the breath. Let's do 2 more breaths. Okay, really gentle, bending the knee. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So again, we just make sure that that lower back is against the floor, and then we're just going to start with a little hamstring floss. We're just bending and straightening the knee, starting to meet our end range a little bit. Okay, let's do 1 more, and then we'll keep the knee straight, and then we're going to flex and point the foot. Okay, finding a neutral position for that foot. We're just going to hang out here for a little bit, focusing on that breath. And on the exhales, if you want, you can very gently pull the knee in closer to the chest. Let's do 2 more breaths. really gentle, bending that knee. You can come up to a seated position. And that is our movement sequence for today. Thanks for joining the movement.